Hello everyone. Ingraham Angle's show is one of the shows on Fox News that suppress only the news that are favored by Donald Trump. And notice recently that they are promoting more and more talk about miracles and faith and this nonsense. But I want you to listen. I hope stay with me and listen to this piece of news from Ingraham Angle's show, and then we will talk about it.
Solid pain, and for me, it was the end was there. So I've made some calls to let say in my own way goodbye to my friends and family.
That was Rio Giardinari. He's a 52-year-old businessman who unfortunately contracted the coronavirus. And as you just heard, he thought he was on death's door. That is until he asked a doctor. He asked a doctor to prescribe him hydroxychloroquine. Well, after a rough night in the hospital, Giardinari woke up in the morning to find his debilitating symptoms gone. He attributes his miracle turnaround to the drug we first highlighted right here on the Ingraham Angle a week ago. Rio Giardinari joins us now. Rio, first of all, I love your name. I love your whole name, okay? But
thank you.
Why do you think it was hydroxychloroquine that seemed to cure your viral symptoms?
I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. But I know when I'm sitting here in pain and they've tried all kinds of antibiotics running through me and I continue to get worse. My breathing became worse. Speaking became difficult. And a friend of mine from a prayer line reached out, a friend of 43 years, and says, "Hey, I saw this on Laura Ingram's show. You need to take this medicine, and you need to ask your doctor to give it to you now." It happened that I just had a conversation with my nurse, and the text comes in, so I asked her about it. She went to the doctor, and he came in and said basically he couldn't authorize that, but he did put me in touch with the infectious disease doctor, who said, "Yes, Rio, I know what you're talking about. We've all seen it online. There's no trials, there's no studies, there's no guarantee this will work for you, and it could possibly hurt you." My feeling at that particular time was I thought I was at the end of my rope, and I didn't see any other options. For me, it was a risk it was worth taking for me. So he heard my story out, authorized it, and 30 minutes later, the nurse came in and gave me the first dosage.
Wow! Oh my! So a prayer line was involved. I want to highlight that. So it was a prayer line, a friend,
correct,
a communication, and you, Rio, were a proactive patient. You were your own patient advocate, and it's a drug that's been around for almost 70 years. And look, none of us are doctors, but I am so happy that you seem to be doing so much better. And I assume are you still on the hydroxy?
I am. I just took my last dose about an hour ago.
And how are you feeling right now?
I feel fantastic, and I have since I woke up on Saturday morning. I know it sounds unbelievable. People are questioning me about it, but I know what I feel. I woke up at 4:45 in the morning, and it felt like I had nothing. And I had to catch myself for a second and say, "Wait a minute, I'm breathing. This is not normal." And I realized I didn't have my fever anymore. So I hit the nurse call button at 4:45 and said, "I'm fine. Can you send a nurse in? I feel a little hungry." The nurse came in, took my vitals, and sure enough, my fever was gone. That was not able to be broken for 9 days, and then it was gone at 4:45 in the morning. My only thing I had was I had a headache, and that lasted a couple days. But all of their symptoms were completely gone. My vitals were where they should be. Yes, ma'am.
That's amazing. Rio, first of all, you need to keep in touch with us. I want to track how you're feeling every day, and I also want to track when you're released from the hospital. And could you keep in touch with us over the next few days?
No, definitely. I'm expecting to be released tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, this is fantastic. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
When I came to the United States in 2010, I thought that I escaped from a backward world to a modernized one. And because I lived most of my life among people, or a majority, that believed in the power of prayers and angels interfering in everything, in every aspect of the daily life, that God and his angels are all around you all the time, 24/7. So this God and his angels, they don't have any vacations. They don't go away. They are just there caring for you, or punishing you, maybe, sometimes, if you dare to watch a naked girl on TV, or drink some wine somewhere else, or touch a girl somewhere else. Yeah, or sing a naughty song. Yeah, this God and his angels are all around. But I was surprised when I came to the United States to find that about half of America, I will not exaggerate to say more than that, but about half of America, if not more, believe in miracles and supernatural beings, ghosts, spirits, magic, you name it. You choose a name, and it will fit. And that's exactly what Ingraham Angle does in her show. Like most of Fox News shows, they all promote one thing, and that is to say, do not trust scientists or science. And I want to ask you here a question, and I hope you think about it deeply and find answers. Do you really think that without science we will do any good? Do you really believe that the religion which failed to fix human problems for thousands of years, and will not just apply it to Christianity, but to other religions as well, to be just and to do justice for everyone? So unlike some religious people, whether Christians or Muslims or Hindus, who accuse others of being believers in superstitions and fables, I will do justice to them and tell the truth that all of them share the same thing, the same attribute, and that is that they will just give you a simple answer: a miracle. God did it. Angels interfered. God's did it for us, and so on. And as you see in this, and we heard it all, and people saw it on TV. An anecdote about one person who used a medicine that was mentioned, surprise, by who? By President Trump. So it's not just a medicine that was mentioned in the Bible or any other holy book, but only by Donald Trump, the greatest of all physicians, our great surgeon, our great leader, our great all-knowing, powerful leader of the United States, Donald Trump, the chosen one by God. Isn't it a surprise that only one person or a few persons get benefit from this medicine? Of course, science does not work this way. Science tells you that scientists bring volunteers and they have plans based on data and DNA maps. They know all about it, and then they start on a plan that brings patients and healthy people together in the same experiment. And in the end, after trials, they decide whether a vaccine or a medicine works. And by the way, those people, like Ingraham Angle, don't know the difference between a virus and other biological stuff, the difference between them. Because remember this important thing, and that is a virus is not a living being. It's just a protein cell. And it's so small that is requires a microscope, and maybe even an electronic microscope to find it. And I will not play a doctor here because I'm not a doctor or a physician, but I'm just telling you what the scientists say, and that only scientific methods work here. No miracle whatsoever will find a solution for this. So if Republicans try to convince us that miracles do exist, we should tell them that they are not doing any good, because they are ruining the country. And the evidence is clear, as we see an idiot president who knows nothing about anything, and yet he never says, I don't know about that. And even when he say, I don't know, he will say it in a way as if he's saying that nobody knows. So if he does not know it, nobody knows it. That's exactly the president we have. He never says, I will let experts and scientists work on that. No, he wants to be the chief and the leader in everything. So if you want your country and our people to survive, don't listen to this president or his propaganda. Listen to scientists and doctors, and they are everywhere. This disease is real. It's not a hoax, as they said. And China, even though it has a dictatorship ruling over it, and we know that, and Donald Trump did praise its president since January, in the beginning when China was trying to hide the disease. But now this disease is spreading everywhere, and Republicans had the opportunity to prepare for it. And the scientists have been warning us all the time, even from inside of Donald Trump's government, that scientists who are working in these CDC. So for Trump to say that he was not aware of it, or they didn't tell us, that is just an excuse. And if Democrats are so powerful to create such a disease that will spread worldwide to defeat Donald Trump, then we should worship the Democrats, because they are gods in this sense. They are more powerful than our miracles, because compare Democrats doing all this miraculous disease spreading everywhere, and the Christian God being so weak that he is barely able to produce a patient healing on TV. I mean, that is just an insult, I believe, more than being anything. An insult to the Christian God before being an insult to our rational minds. So those people, they want to believe in something, and they want to manipulate reality to fit what they want. So wishful thinking is an attribute of all religions. It's not just Christianity. I have seen that myself in the Islamic world, among Muslims, and more in Islamists who believe that God should interfere in politics and everything. So Republicans want America to become an Islamic republic where we will pray all the time for our president to be successful, and he will tell us, don't worry, even if you die, you will go to heaven, so why you worry about it? So get ready, because the president is always great. He will bring more money for those who are at the top in power. And the poor is just a lazy person, or either maybe God loves the meek and the poor. So just satisfy yourself with God, and He will help you. But don't care about politics. Don't care about money. Don't care about the disease killing millions of Americans, or whatever. They are mocking you. So, dear Americans, wake up. Don't fall victim to these vampires and Draculas. See you in the next episode.